Right, good morning to all three guys watching. Thank you for joining us so early our time here. I don't know what your time would be, but welcome. I just want to do a quick test flight while I'm awake early, and then you guys can just, sit and watch if you want. The first test flight we're going to do will be on the ILS. Alright, so that's all set. What we're going to do is we're going to save strategic safe flight situations. So the aim of the test is to check the callouts in the different modes between ILS precision and non-precision, LNAV, ENAV, maybe even EN and stuff. So, and by the way, everybody in my house is still sleeping. So if I do speak a bit softer, I'll have to bring the mic closer or something. I can't speak much louder because then everybody's going to moan at me because they're still sleeping. Morning, John Redmond. Right, let's see. I have not flown this circuit in a long time. We've been doing testing in all of the other places on Earth except this one. It's nice to be back. I have none of that information. It's not relevant. We don't care. Let's just be careful with this aircraft sounds once we get started as well. I don't think it's going to affect you guys on your end, but on my side it's going to be pretty soft until we get to those call outs. So then I'll just crank it up a little bit so I can hear. Come on. Alright, here we go. That's it, that's it. Can actually test it. 50. There we go. Right, and just for the record, yes, just what I wanted to say. I know I didn't even see your message there. Yes, this is the new Linda. And the freaking first thing she wanted to do was, she asked me if she could start the electrical startup procedure. At least she asked, which I really appreciated, and she didn't do anything because I didn't respond. So I'm much more happy at this point in time. Hopefully, she's learned her lesson now, and all the positive reinforcement and retraining did something positive for her. I miss my sound, man. Let's start the AP.
Ground to cockpit. Stow is driving up.
Damn it, I never started that flight. Oops. Oh well. think that should take care of all of that.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
Freaking annoying. Ah, those are my default settings. Now why we get a dip in the FPS when we look in that direction. There must be something there again. There we've got no dip. Perfect, 31 frames.
Still connected and bypass pin inserted.
Ah,
Release
and there
button
it's back.
pressed.
Look, 30. Oh. Okay. Right, okay. Good. So now I can't hear what that guy is saying. Let me just boost the sound a little bit. Okay. Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Yes, Linda.
Before start procedure complete. Ready for before
Starting
start
pushback.
checklist.
You may start the engine.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
Well, John, I'm happy with the beginning stages. Let's use her in a complete flight, and then we'll, talk about it again. But so far, so good. I mean, the very fact that I've got control over it was the thing that I had the gripe over. So I'm happy about that I've got control back. Culture Shock, good morning.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Insert the metal fitting into the buckle and pull on the loose end strap to tighten. To open, lift up on the buckle.
We recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly.
As we prepare,
There's one thing that really bugs me. Really, really bugs me, and that's the weather. Why don't we have weather in the sim?
Operation complete.
1017.
Parking brake.
It's definitely there,
Disconnecting
but we have no clouds. We have no clouds, nothing whatsoever. And if you look at what Active Sky says, we should have clouds. Ha! Weird.
Debug it one time.
I did. Not working. Didn't do anything, and that is why I actually went to the map view to check that it actually changed the barometer setting here, because I dialed in 1017 on the barrow there, but no clouds.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal the left. We'll see you next
Starter
time and have
cutout.
a safe flight.
Engine start procedure complete.
Thank you, Linda. All right.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay. I'll be here.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Flaps 5 set.
Don't need that, Linda. That's the one thing that's going to irritate me. Her calling out
Taxi
all
lights
these
on.
things that she wants to do. I don't care what she wants to do.
Horizontal stabilizer trimmer not set for takeoff. Trim up.
Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure.
I wouldn't have changed it, so if it changed on its own, that's a valid point. I'll check it just now, but if it changed on its own, which will be weird. Hello, Ultra. Thanks for that. I didn't even think about it, because I don't set those things. It's always just the
Ready
same.
for before takeoff checklist.
But you never know. Yeah, no, it's it. Just going to grab it again. There you can see the wind layer. Okay, but anyway, let's go to Nitor. Oh, okay. There was a change. Still no clouds, but we got those extra layers appearing. We'll see what happens. As long as the HPA is correct, because otherwise the test is not valid. If the parameter isn't set correctly, we've got false evidence. Thank you, Trish. What I'll do is I'll quickly make the first save over here. So, to save flight number 1. iOS is tuned. Yeah, all good. Okay, let's go. I've just changed my mind. Gonna use flaps 10. We're gonna do an intersection takeoff.
Approaching 17. On runway 17. Flaps.
Yeah. She's moaning because I said flaps 5 in the
Stabilized.
FMC. Over.
Takeoff thrust set.
Gear up. aren't they?
Acceleration altitude.
Ooh, that's new. Acceleration altitude.
Flaps 5 set. Flaps 1 set. Flaps upset. Approaching transition. Transition altitude.
Okay, Mac, good morning. You're up early if you are from the UK, so welcome, welcome. By the way, guys, I'm not flying real time. That's another thing. It's still pretty much dark there, and I don't want to fly in the pitch darkness. I think that's what I'm going to do for the Australian flight later on as well. I'm just going to change it. Excellent, excellent. Dare I say, good job. Very good job. Hey, Tyrone. The call-outs during the descent. We're going to look at that just now as well, because I need to set the baseline for the test. Just want to quickly get to level and straight, save one more flight, and then as the aircraft turns and does its things, we'll quickly look at those settings. It's very important that we test all of the settings, or as many as possible, so we can understand when they should work, why they should work, and all these things that we need to discuss here behind the scenes. This is version 4, by the way, the same as you got. This is not a new special version that Zibo gave me. As usual, it's just too many people are saying that the call outs during the descent don't work, and I'm not sure whether it's a lack of knowledge or understanding on their side or on my side, or if it's a bug in the code. So the only way to really get to the bottom of it is to fly it and to put it in a video that we can all analyze it together. And there we go. Alright, we're not going to worry about the descent procedure just now. Let's quickly talk about this. So in terms of the callout, I've actually gone and I've enabled everyone. I'm just not using the FO callouts because of Linda. Alright, so that's turned off. Then where the issue seems to be is a lot of guys are using the hard setting. Once you use the hard setting, the call out for 500, 1000 and 2500 will happen regardless of what kind or type of approach you are flying. The moment you put it on smart, there is a logic that needs to be tested. So in the code, it goes and it checks, are you using a precision approach as in ILS or GLS, or are you using a non-precision approach which could be VOR approach, NDB approach, LNAV, VNAV, EN, if you want to add that in there. So this is where it appears to be not working, because when we go to hard, at this point in time, we know that one works and we know the no works, but there is something there that I want to do. The first approach will be ILS, the second approach will be LNAV VNAV, and if need be, we'll do an EN approach on the LNAV VNAV, on the VOR there. And then we can have something to present to Zibo and say, okay, well, just go look at that piece of the code, or you know what, we were not educated enough, we didn't understand that, the understanding I have right now is when you have an ILS, a precision approach, it should give the call out. When it's a non-precision, it shouldn't give the call out. But my logic might be flawed, and I'm happy to admit that, because I mean, I've never had this kind of training. This is something I'm figuring out, with what I'm doing here. So it could be that it's the other way around, and that it should give the call out when it's non-precision to help you understand where you are, while it full well knows that when you are using a precision approach, the system knows where you are anyway. So it's, I don't know. This is all part of what we're doing now. Hope it makes sense. And there we have the clouds. Woo, they took a while, but they're back.
I was just going to say something about, I had seen where using the SkyScapes or Cloudscape thing, it's taken like 5 minutes for it to load in, seems like, and that's about the time it took you there.
Yeah. I was very quick this morning. I must be honest, I've never seen it. And look, there it's gone again. I've never seen it take this long. What I have seen is exactly what we are experiencing now, where sometimes it simply doesn't draw it, and sometimes it simply takes it away, because literally it's just disappeared. Now, I mean,
I had that last flight I did.
It doesn't happen often. So my perception, also because the SkyScapes is dependent on active sky, is I think there's a problem with active sky. I agree. Yeah, there's something that happens with active sky that doesn't pan out to work out for it. So anyway, guys, this is a very short flight. I need to quickly start setting up. So we said we're going to do the ILS. I need to come down to 1900. Okay, I'll answer your questions just now. Just bear with me, Benny and Tyrone. The barrow setting will definitely play a role. That is vital, especially for your non-precision approaches, because if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, your glide path will be wrong, completely wrong. So yeah, okay, that I've done. Let's quickly see. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Let's dive in here quickly. Yeah, we did say that. That's not a problem. Forecast. The only forecast I am going to put in is 1017. Let me just double check that with active sky quickly. You see it's changed. Now it's 1016. Right, so guys, again, if you're ever in a bind and you have to quickly do something on this page, that is the most important setting. You have to put that in. Otherwise, again, it comes back to Tyrone's question. If that thing is wrong, your Zibo is going to descend wrong once it goes beyond your transition flight level. So that's very important, that one. Right, so that's done. That's 500 kilograms. 63.8. Alright, okay, so 1016 and 351 on the barrow. QNH, Yes, the Active Sky puts the 1016 into the system. Oh man, come on, do this. Right, okay, so that can be our third save. Alright, it's about 10 nautical miles from top of descent, so that buys us a little bit of time. When we come back and we have to now change over to Ian, you know, get rid of the ILS out of the equation there, it's gonna just assist us to have a little bit more space to run before things happen. Thank you, Linda. Approach top of descent. You are such a sweetie. I love this call out and that other one about the minimum flap retraction altitude or acceleration, as she said. So yeah, cool. Alright, we can put you back on. Right, done. Active Sky is supposed to be accurate. Just to elaborate a little bit more, having read your question again. Active Sky is supposed to be accurate, but what we have found, and it does not happen often, and believe it or not, usually happens when we test, and this is why we double check the stupid QNH, because Active Sky will not do it for like a year, and then one day it will do it 3 times, you know, or in 1 week you'll have it 3 or 4 times, and it drives you crazy because you know that something's wrong, and then you have to troubleshoot. And the funny thing is, it was Zibo that was sitting here watching me fly one day, and he said, hey, look, check your map, and we figured out that's the problem. Because I was complaining about landing here at Porto on runway 35 and the RNAV glide path was just too low the whole time. It was funny, but that was the answer. So that is home, and we're decelerating. No, so in Ian you can't use the ILS chart. You have to use the VOR or NDB or something like that chart. Ian and ILS don't go together. I'll show you. Let me let's see if I can put this up for you quickly. Don't know if I've still got a Navigraph share link. Hold on. We'll display capture quickly. So that's the ILS chart, alright? So it gives you your localizer and your final approach course and, you know, all the normal things. But when we do the VOR approach, we have to use the VOR chart, and this is the VOR chart. So this is the one we're going to use in the second run, and this is where Ian comes into effect, because Ian will turn the non-precision approach into a basic Cat 1 ILS. Right, I'm just thinking out loud. We've got 8 slots to save. So what I'm going to do is I'll save just before that little waypoint over there. I'll make another save so it can take us into finals there, base and finals. Also again, just to buy a little bit of time, and then we might actually go to page 2 here and save one on finals depending on the altitude we get there. So also, we don't want to waste time when we do the testing, especially when Zibo's here. His time's very precious. You know, we just make a lot of saves and go back to them as much as possible. So we'll see what we can do now. By the way, Zibo isn't here right now. I'm just saying, when he's here, he's taught me to come to the point rather quicker than usual. Right, we need to be, according to the chart, we need to be at 4,000 or above over there. There you can see 4,000 and above at that point. So just as we come level and straight, I might change it later on, but as we come level and straight there, we should quickly just save one more save flight. Let's go to page 2.
Flaps 1 set. Approaching transition. Flaps 5 set. Transition level. Ready for approach checklist. 1000 to level off. I will only announce the SOP actions.
I hope that makes a difference. Right, so approach mode can go on. We're using ILS. Right, so just a reminder, we're looking for the 2,500 foot call out and the 1,000 and the 500. The other ones I think we tested worked perfectly well, but we might have skipped those three mentioned. I'm lying, the 2,500 was one we fixed. It's the 1,000 and the 500 that we still need. I had to think about that quickly. 1,000 and 500.
Localizer capture.
Come. I just prefer making the saves when we kind of, you know, on a wings level situation. Save flight, there we go. Just base it 2 more times, why not, just to make sure it's there. Right, so here we go. Okay, now as luck would have it, Linda's probably going to speak at the same time, so we better listen carefully.
Glide slope capture.
You're not the only one. I've done it during testing as well. We were testing in Germany. I can't even remember the airport. Me and Zibo spent like 2 weeks testing. And there, during that process, it was like, wrong button. It's amazing when you think you should be in Germany and you wake up in the US somewhere. Razina, good day, welcome.
Flaps 15 set. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing. Flaps 30 set. Ready for landing checklist.
We got this. Right, guys, we're getting to that 1000 now.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Cleared to land runway 17.
400.
Yeah, we didn't get a 500 from the system.
300.
We got it from Linda.
Minimums. 200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30.
Now I'm ballooning. Anyway, okay, enough of that. Let's go back, see if there's enough time using that save. Quickly swing over.
1000 to level off.
Come back.
Flaps 5 set. Approaching transition. 1000 to level off. Flaps
Right, so now we're on the non-precision approach. Why are we not talking? Glide path. Oh, I know why. I'm an idiot. BDM 17. Now execute. Let's turn back.
To level off.
You see why I said earlier we must save it, that we have a little bit more room to maneuver with. We'll get there. If I have to, I'll just go one save back just to have more time to do what we need to do. But effectively, we're now using LNAV nav. We're on Ian, and the aircraft needs to respond very quickly now.
Gear up.
Yeah, that's what I perceived here for the 2,500 as well as for the 1,000 foot call out that Linda made. It's not synced, so that is one of the questions that I have for Zibo is where should it sync? Are we talking about syncing on Barrow or talking about radio? Because I was under the impression it's supposed to be on the radio. So again, that's a good question. Let's have a look. It's almost at 2.5 now again.
Yeah, Nico, I'm pretty sure those are supposed to be AGL calls.
I beg your pardon, say again?
Pretty sure they're supposed to be AGL, above ground level.
Yeah, radio, yes, yeah, radio calls. That's how I understood it as well. Now, you guys would have heard the 2,500 call there. Again, it was kind of not synced correctly. It's just slightly off, but there, but off. That's why we make the videos, because now we can study them, you know. Oh, pfft, go down, man.
Flaps 15 set. Flaps 30 set. Ready for
Okay,
landing.
okay. We can do that test now as well, just to get that on record.
To level off.
Speed stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Alright, so on the Ian, the non-precision approach, because mine is set to smart, now we get the 1,000 and we get the 1,000 foot stable missed approach altitude set story as well. Okay, now let's see if we get 500. No 500.
500.
Ah, there's 500 after the fact, but it's like it also read it off Barrow, but now it's switched to radio on the others.
200.
That's interesting. So some of them it reads off radio and some of them it reads off Barrow.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. 5.
Oh my goodness. Let's not land then. Let's go back.
Fast to go.
1,000 to level off. Flaps 5 set.
Right, so what do we have here? We have the ILS. We're on the approach. Okay, we'll leave it as that then. Let's quickly go to call out. Say no. So call out 2,500. We said no. Let's see if it will accept it this time.
Approaching transition. Thousand to level off.
$2,500.
So it still had the 2500 even though we had it on no. That's interesting. So the next one we're testing is the 1000 stable. We'll keep the other one as well.
Flaps 15 set. Flaps 30 set. Ready for landing checklist.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Perch altitude set.
Ah, okay. So you are 100% correct. Even when it says no, it still pulls it. Now check this. He didn't call the other one. That one. So there seems to be a bit of a mix-up there as well.
Hey, for the 1000,
Uh-huh.
that's 1,000 feet over the decision altitude, or the MDA, not 1,000 feet above the ground, just so you guys know.
Okay. But it didn't do any call out even close to 1000. It just gave.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. What happened was it was now giving the call out for the stable.
300. Approaching minimums.
You know that everything is set, and now I spoke too much and we didn't hear the 500-foot one. But anyway, yeah, there's a couple of issues here.
200. 100.
1,000 to go.
1000 to level off. Flaps 5 set.
1,000 to go.
2,500.
It happens, Chris. That's been that way from the beginning. If the save situation don't load properly, you have to just load it again. I think we might have missed the mark a bit there.
Flaps 5 set.
Approach. You just stay there. It's fine, we don't mind.
To level off.
No, I messed it up. Let's go one back.
Approaching transition.
Let's go one back and do it properly.
Flaps upset. Approaching transition. Flaps 1 set. Approaching transition. 1000 to level off. To level off. Transition level. Ready for approach checklist. Transition altitude. Positive rate. Flaps 5 set.
Ha! No, I think I've confused this poor baby completely. That VNAV path there is yeah, VNAV path is completely wrong. That's not fun. Why would it do that? That's another thing now that I'm worried about. Ah, you know why? I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot. We're on runway 17, that's why. Guys, sorry, it's early and I just got myself there for a sucker. And now I know what to fix. Damn it. better, man. Not so better if you know what you're doing, right? Just have to wake up. I think the coffee's starting to kick in now. Okay, so that is set. That is set. Okay, let's go back. I'm just gonna leave that on hard. Okay, this flight has given me quite a few questions, quite a few.
Approaching transition. 1000 to level off.
I think what I need to do is make a little spreadsheet of some sort, you know, so we can have all the conditions mapped on the page, and then we can start looking at ticking the stuff off that actually works. You know, this is gonna take a little bit more flying than just this. Then we can present Zibo with a proper idea of what we're looking at. Hey, Johan. Ja. I've got Doe Egberts. Hello, Tommy. Good morning. I woke up at 5 AM local time. It is now 8:50 local time, almost 9. And I still owe Zibo some test flights, so that's why I said, you know, let me come do it anyway here, and then you guys can follow along and just enjoy with. There isn't enough time to continue now. I'm going to have to stop. This is the last run now. But what we will do is, you know, behind the scenes, I'll have to continue a little bit. Maybe if there's time I can stream it again later, because we're gonna have to set up some other little sheet on my side where I've got to tick off what works. I think it's going to be easier to just tick off everything that works under which condition than it is to go and hunt for what doesn't work, because if you've got some other raster in front of you, you can quickly figure out from there what works and what doesn't work. Hello Carl, hello Mohammed. Okay, there's another thing that's been plaguing me a little bit. On the ILS, my localizer has gone here to the left, and I still haven't figured that one out. So I'm going to do one more test after this, and just to see if it makes a difference. And see.
Hey, adjust your course heading a couple degrees and see if it straightens out.
No, I've done that. No, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking what it is. Where the hell would it be? It's over here. It's this custom nav data. I'm just going to switch that off. I want to try it without the custom nav data, because I've just always had it on. And I've spoken to McDrying and John and Paul and all the other guys. They say they don't have it. So I don't know if that's going to be the difference there. We'll have to see.
I think if you turn that off, though, don't you have to restart?
Yeah, I will. Just quickly, because I need to start prepping for the next flight. Gents, you didn't see incorrectly. There will be a stream in about an hour's time. That's when we go fly the scheduled flight in Australia again. I just pushed this one here in the middle just to keep myself busy because I was sitting here bored out of my skull. Something to do. You see now, look on the Ian, right? Look, the localizer is perfect. There's no issue there because we're using LNAV. But on the ILS, the moment we turn, and that thing goes to the left. Yes, call. Yeah, another good one.
2,500.
Flaps 15 set.
You know what is so strange? I mean, I don't complain about it. It's so nice and quiet. But everybody still seems to be sleeping in this house. Amazing.
Flaps 30 set. Ready for landing checklist. Thousand to level off.
One 1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilize, Mr. Perch, altitude 7.
Oh, we're not really centered anyway, and we are definitely high. That is another thing.
Approaching minimums. Minimums 200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Reverse the clock. Speed rate up.
Okay, so here's the jackpot question. Did any of you guys actually hear the 500 call out? Because I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so stand by
Great
quick. Let's see if we
You are
can
professional.
get rid of those files. What the landing? Yeah,
Is that a payware? It's payware, right? That
what?
airport.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think they got a problem with the ILS on that thing.
It could very well be, but it's not just on this airport. It's definitely on all the airports in the last week. The last 3 versions of Zibo have had this issue.
They've been coming in high or what?
No, it's off center. The high, this is the first time it's happened, but the offset on the localizer is there every time. Let me just quickly go kill the nav file. Give me a second, guys. Let's see if we can actually do this custom data. User nav dat. Alright, so what we're going to do, we don't worry about it, but let's just do it that way. Yeah, exactly. Now that 500 is like muted. Okay, what I want to do is just quickly reload the aircraft.
It's probably those honeycombs are catching a lot of wind resistance and blowing you off.
I don't know. Don't think so. There's not much wind here. There's two knot winds. Mikkel, I'll go re-listen to this, but whatever happens, I'm gonna have to redo this with some other piece of paper in front of me. Okay, so I'm glad you heard it. Thank you very much for your feedback. Okay, all right. He did say 500 while we were talking. You see, damn it. And it's because I put it on hard. You see, the freaking smart is not picking up on it. It's the hard that makes it play. So anyway, gents, just a quick suggestion from my side. And until Zibo sorted the code out, just put all those settings on hard. If you want to hear it, make it, switch the setting to hard and get
taxi procedure.
Get over with it.
17.
Ooh, Linda's voice changed.
Hello, Cap.
Okay,
My name
now it's
is
back.
I am your first officer today.
Alright, very good. Let's see. Alright, that one. Now,
Prepare CDU.
don't worry about it, Linda. We don't care about that right now. Crap. You won't know what I did. To save those flights, I actually moved them. I didn't want to overwrite them. I need to go put them back. Hold on. Oops. Copy. Copy. Paste. Reload again. Johan, that is one of the questions I need to ask, because it's very clear that some of the callouts are done on Barrow and some of them, they will obviously run off the altitude tape and whatever altitude you have above sea level. But then from 500 down, we've noticed that the 400, 300, 200, all the way down, those are all radio calls. And as far as I know, all of them should be on radio. But, these are the questions that we need to go and ask. You see, Carl, that's what me and George said here earlier as well. As far as we know, all the altitude callouts are supposed to be on the radio.
Ready for before taxi procedure.
On runway 17.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yeah, Carl, this is exactly what we've been thinking. So we need to speak to Zibo to understand his train of thought, with the whole process. Right, so we're going to do the ILS now to see if my fix for myself worked here. ILS on 17.
Ready for approach checklist.
Yeah, that's fine. Linda. Yeah, it's because it's using the wrong altimeter, Johan. That's why. This is exactly what we're talking about.
Approaching transition.
Mohammed, no, I gave up my wings many, many years ago. The reason I'm in flight simming is to keep the dream alive. So, nope, don't have a valid license at this time. And I haven't flown physically in real world for many years. This is where it's at for me right now. Why did we not descend?
Although Carl radar has radio in it.
Yes. Why did we not descend? I don't understand. It doesn't matter as long as we go down now. That's okay. It's okay, Mohammed. Carl, just as a matter of interest, George has got some of those qualifications as well. I'm not sure which ones, but he's also been around the block a few times. 4.
I know, I'm just busting your chops, Carl. And also, you know, 2,500 foot call out is actually 5,000 feet divided by 2 because of the time it takes to go down and back up.
Yeah.
Transition level. Ready for approach checklist.
Come, slow down. Okay, well, let's see what happens now.
I still personally think all the problems are because of that livery. Just my 2 cents.
You think? Okay.
Localizer capture.
She does not want to slow down this time.
To level off.
1,000 to go.
2,500.
Yes, Mohammed. No problem, Jan. No, don't let that bother you. If I mention something, it's obviously just to get you into the loop, you know. Yeah, look there, see? Off center again. So the next step is going to be I'm going to have to delete this whole mod and start over reinstall it, because this is driving me insane. Totally nuts. Hello, Moose.
It does look like you're off to the right a little bit, though, of the runway.
Yeah, no, that's the whole story. That's been this way for at least 3 or 4 versions, and the other guys say they don't have it. So it's something on my system, which is why I deleted that user nav file and I took off that other setting. I'm gonna have to just delete the Zibo and just get a fresh copy, I think.
And you've tried adjusting your course knob a little bit?
Oh yeah, no, I've done all of that. The Zibo is designed to work within 5 degrees, so even if you are within 5 degrees, that thing should line up.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing. Flaps 15 set. Glide slope capture. Flaps 30 set. Ready for landing checklist.
Yeah, definitely off to the right. Stop. Okay, so obviously I did not restart the whole of X-Plane. I don't think that should be necessary. We'll have to go have a look. What's this about? Runway, enough. Oh, damn it. TPWS.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Clear to land runway 17.
400. 500. 300.
You see some work on the radio altimeter and some work on the barrow. That's very clear from this interaction here. Very clear.
200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. 80 knots. Throttle hold. Auto brake in use.
Okay. Radio guys, that's enough of testing for now. I need to start prepping for the next flight. So
Great landing. You are professional.
I'll have to get back to you on all of that. I just want to. Never mind. We're going to waste time, gents. If you want to watch the next stream, it will be on the top of the hour. So there's about 50 odd minutes to go, and then we'll chat with you guys again. And thank you, Cole, for your words of wisdom, and yours too, George, and the company here. We'll talk to you guys later again.